Welcome back to the Build a Warpet series where we go over every single Warpet, what the best way is to build them, and what can you expect when you are setting up the build and what to focus on. So stick around in this video because we're on today's topic of Build a Warpet, we're gonna be discussing skills and the importance of setting up a filler pet till you get the stuff you want. What is up guys, MEOWER here back with a brand new Call of Dragons video. So we're gonna be continuing our series where we build a Warpet together and see what the best ways are in order to maximize the potential of every single Warpet we want to go for while minimizing the highest risk of losing any good skills in the process. So before we get started, be sure to drop a like, don't forget to subscribe, and then let's discuss what the hype is about building Warpets properly. Okay, so for today's video, we're gonna be using the Sapphire. We're gonna be discussing the Sapphire Fade Drake and the Frostbear because those two builds are by far the easiest, and they will give you a good example of what you should be looking for when you're building a Warpet. So we've discussed in the previous episode that every single Warpet can come with this skill which is considered a talent. It has a name right here, it is talent. Every single Warpet has a talent exclusive just to it and no one else's. Even if they share the same family branch, they only have a unique talent to them, which should be where you build your Warpet around. So, for example, for the Sapphire Fade Drake, it has Paint Bloom as its talent. So that gives us a little example of what we should be focusing on when we're building a Warpet. We see here it focuses on intelligence, and its upgraded version also focuses on intelligence. So we see here, for me, I have low intelligence right now, so that is not a most optimal thing. So let's see if we can be lucky for the video or not, but knowing my luck, I'm not going to be very lucky at all, because I still want to have a few things maxed out, which I will be breaking down right now. So we did not get lucky, we got an extra intelligence, but it's not enough to bypass a legendary thing, because legendary rarity is by far the best when you are leveling up Warpets. Some people think that leveling up Warpets is kind of useless, but right now I believe it's bugged, because leveling up Warpets has a direct impact with what it is for base attributes, but that's a topic for a different video. However, one thing that you do need to keep in mind when you're building a Warpet is you have to check the type of stats that is required for your skill. So for the talent here, I need intelligence. So that gives me an idea that for both, when I check the talent and its upgraded version that we can buy from the store right here, we see that we need primarily intelligence to focus our build around and then implement another substat as well. Every single Warpet has 3 substats that they excel at, one that is very low, one that is mediocre, and one that is slightly below mediocre. So for example, for the Sapphire Fade Drake, it excels at Spirit, it excels at Luck, and excels at Intelligence, with Intelligence being the best stat for it because it is the one directly correlated with its intelligence. With its talent. What talent? What? Anyway, and we're gonna use the Frostbear as well as an example. We see here its talent is primarily based on strength, but the rest of the stuff is based on endurance. So that gives us an idea that we want to focus on those 2 stats. Isolating the stats and focusing on certain stats that synergize with your skills is going to be the best way for you to figure out what you want to do and make things less complicated. So for me, I'm going to be building my Sapphire Fade Drake based around AoE damage and DPS. So what I want to focus on, I'm going to try to get stuff such as crit damage when I'm dealing magic Warpet damage, magic Warpet skill damage. I want to get some stuff that applies a CC. For example, interruption is super good. It's also determined by luck. However, luck is one of the better stats for Sapphire Fade Drake, so it doesn't clash with the build I want to go for. I want to go for stuff that has the same icon that will give me the most what do you call it? Most benefit, or rather most reward when I'm building. So let's just take Elemental Harmony, let's take Interruption, and let's take Ruthless Follow-Up. That would be a pretty starter solid build for the Sapphire Fade Drake, which only needs 5 skill slots, which in turn goes for Pain Bloom, goes for Forceful Pain Bloom, and then it goes for those other two. You don't always need to get all the substats, such as stuff like attack mitigation or HP or whatever. That is not the whole point of Warpets. What you want to build with Warpets is that they're a complementary for your main march. They are not the main source of DPS, and they are not the main source of utility or tankiness for you. They are an added bonus. So when you think of it with that mindset, that they're an added bonus, you will realize that it becomes much easier to build them, because, well, you're focused on primarily stuff that will give you an extra oomph in battle, and not entirely warp around your entire builds around. But that there are also exceptions for this rule. For example, the Frost Bear, in my opinion, is primarily a very big exception for that, because it synergizes with shields. So it gets shield from Madeline. It can be affected by Thea. It can be affected from Dragon Scale. It can be affected from Visage of the Sanctus. So anything that gives a shield, the Frostbearer loves. That doesn't mean, however, that we will run maybe Madeline Thea. That's absolutely useless in the open field. But it does give you a bright idea that some Warped skills can can be warped around and built around properly. See here, for example, the Golden Rock has Exuberance, which primarily focus on passion and skill damage. So if I'm running cavalry with this, I will place it on a Bakshi Emrys rather than a Fonder Theodore, while the Berserk Fade Drake's talent is all about the, what's it called? The Cowardice debuff and applying debuffs in general, and so on and so forth. So it does seem a bit complicated at first when you want to build your Warpet, but in summary, I will give you just 3 main tips to focus on, so we can conclude this video, and then we can go more in depth on pet-specific videos as we continue the Build a Warpet series. So, number 1, your main goal when you are looking for a Warpet is the talent, and mainly the talent. Anything else is extra. Number 2, when you're building your Warpet and focusing on rerolls, focus on the 3 big things, or rather the 2 big attributes that were synergized with the build you want to have. So for example, Sapphire Fade Drake, we want intelligence, we want spirit, and we want luck. For the Frostbear, we want strength and we want endurance primarily. For something like the Snow Peak Rock, we want agility and we want luck, and we want a little bit of strength as well, because that is the 3 main things, and so on and so forth. So this is kind of like a shorter way to simplify things, because I know this entire process is very complicated. Also, a big warning: no matter what, don't inherit skills. It removes everything. I don't get the use of this. Don't inherit skills. Okay? I did that mistake. Don't do the same mistake I did. I thought it had a different effect, but yeah, don't inherit skills. It will do absolutely nothing for you. But anyway, number 3, and most importantly, you don't need the perfect Warpet right now, because as you get access to higher levels on the open field map, you're going to be able to guarantee a higher chance of getting 1-star and 2-star skills, and eventually 3-star skills, as well as higher tiers of Warpets get unlocked. And a bonus tip: don't release Warpets that are advanced quality. If you can spare a regeneration potion or 2, reroll it to elite, because it gives a higher chance of getting a skill card from it than just getting random and useless stuff. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to drop a like, don't forget to subscribe, and join the Discord in the Meowers Den. I'm always there, and I'll be more than happy to help you if you have any questions. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Meow meow!